WSIE 88.7 The Sound. It is now time for another segment of the Celebrity Sit-In. And today I have the one and only Mr. Miles Gilderdale. Miles, how you doing today?
I'm doing good. Good to hear your American tones down the phone there.
Hey, I appreciate you taking a few minutes out and blessing us with your time. Let me get started. The first question that I had for you, back in 1996, you became a part of Acoustic Alchemy. Take us through that. And I know that was like right after one of the members passed away. Take us how you hooked up with Greg Carmichael and how you guys got into the group.
Okay, well, in 1996, I got a phone call from the manager of the band, manager of Acoustic Alchemy, a guy called Stuart Coxhead, who I'd known for a long time. I'd known him because he's local to me. He's in a city only like 25 miles away from me. So I'd known him from other projects I worked on, and he said, look, there's this band I manage, Acoustic Alchemy, and they want to audition for an electric guitarist. Okay, because back in 1996, Nick was still alive. The band was Nick Webb and Greg Carmichael. So they were auditioning for an electric guitar. So I went to the audition, and luckily I got the job. And so for the first 2 years of the band, so between 1996 and 1998, I was playing at the back of the band. I was behind Nick, playing electric. But he passed in 1998. None of us knew when I joined that the poor guy had cancer.
Right.
So when he died in 1998, we didn't know what we were going to do. We thought we'd do one farewell tour, mm-hmm. and we thought that would be the end of the band. But our loving public had a different idea, and they didn't want us to stop. So at that point, Greg said, "Well, Miles, how do you fancy playing acoustic up front?" And so we did that, and Fred White joined on keyboards. So that's how all that came about.
Right. So are you guys planning on anything new coming out in the near future?
Well, we've not got anything in the pipe. We're hoping to, but the last 2 years is rather. He's put, as I don't know, there's an English expression, but he's put the mockers on it, as we would say over here.
Right.
And because I live 200 miles away from Greg, and when we write, we do it the old-fashioned way. We sit in a room with a guitar on our knees each, mm-hmm. and we write that way.
Okay.
So we haven't, and actually, in a way, that brings us to the two little solo things that I brought out, mm-hmm. which we'll speak about later.
Right. Just
because we haven't had any Alchemy releases, I've been trying to stay busy. But it's not that we're not going to do anything Alchemy. But I think as soon as we get rolling again, mm-hmm. hopefully the creative juices will start flowing, and something that will come to the fore. Yeah.
Right. Now, you have some roots in soul music. Who were some of your influences? Who did you listen to?
Oh, man. I just love... soul music is in my veins. So I got into soul pretty early on. Okay. And I guess it was current. I was listening to Michael Jackson because when he did his Off the Wall album, I was pretty young then, and I like not only the sound of Michael Jackson, but I love the sound of the writer who was working with, an English guy called Rod Temperton.
Right.
Who had a band called Heatwave.
Right. He was one of the founders of Heatwave and the keyboard artist. Great guy.
Yeah, absolutely correct. A great writer. And that sound, which you also heard in George Benson, Gimme the Night, that album,
right.
That was Templeton and, of course, the killer George Benson. But also I love funk, a big, huge James Brown fan. And we even got to play when I had a soul, coming out of college, I had a soul band, and we did two tours with. Oh Lord! Hang on, I've forgotten.
That's okay. That's okay.
One of the greatest soul people of all time.
Smokey?
No, the Miracle. Oh, look, dear me. Oh dear, it'll come to me.
That's okay.
I have a problem with names these days.
That's okay.
Curtis Mayfield.
Yes, okay.
Yeah, we did 2 tours with Curtis Mayfield, opening for him on his shows. That was a big deal for us.
Right.
And when we played. We actually backed for quite a few soul artists with that band when they came over.
Yeah, you played with Benny King, just to name one.
Yeah.
What was your experience like working with him? He was a great artist too.
Guy. Lovely guy. He was at number 1, and with Stand By Me, and his management, who were also had connections with Led Zeppelin, said to Ben, the band you need for this, because we did a big show in the London Palladium, and the band you want for this is my band, Zoot and the Roots, and so we were his band for that, and that was that same gig we discovered that we'd been offered the James Brown tour. He'd been number 1 with Living in America,
right,
and we didn't even know we'd been offered this because at the same on that same gig we were all backstage, and Zeppelin's manager said to us, "Why on earth did you turn down the James Brown tour? You know, that would have been great for you guys. You know, it was a full European tour."
Right.
And we said, "What James Brown tour?" And we didn't even. And apparently, our agent at the time had turned it down. We'd been offered it, and we'd been turned it down because he was on commission for some college dates, and he didn't want to lose his commission for college dates.
Okay.
So he turned it down. So thank you for that.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Hey, we are on the Celebrity Sit-In with Miles Gilderdale. Right now, I'm going to take a quick break and drop something from Acoustic Alchemy. Stay tuned. We're going to come back with more with Miles right here on WSIE. It's Easy in the Afternoon, 88.7 The Sound. WSIE 88.7 The Sound. Hey, it's Easy in the Afternoon. I'm your drive time host, Eric Easy E Smooth. We have on the Celebrity Hotline, all the way from England, my man, Miles Gilderdale. Miles, you have been tearing up the charts with Remind Me. You was talking about funk earlier. There is definitely some funk in that song. Am I wrong?
Oh, you ain't wrong. No, no. When I was writing it, I was thinking this is definite. I was feeling a Nile Rodgers vibe. So
okay.
I was thinking Chic when I was doing that tune.
Right. Okay. So now let me ask you: did you do the background vocals on that, or who did your vocals?
That was. Let me have a think. I know that I was most of the background vocals on that one. I'm just trying to think whether I've got a buddy who helps me out sometimes when I need things fratting. But I want to say I'm pretty sure they were all me on that one.
Okay.
I might be lying here, but I think that's the case.
Okay, you've been pretty hot on the charts with that Steadily, man. You're getting a lot of airplay. Is there something, another single coming out soon that you're working on, or what's coming up next?
Well, there's a little single out at the moment, which is, it's like a sort of filler single. I didn't want to be too quiet for too long. It's something that I've actually had around for quite a long time, but never released it. So it's something that I just dropped to keep the ball rolling, and that's a tune which is it's my little homage to Minneapolis. I call this. It's a tune where it's got Eddie M from the Purple Rain era of Prince's band playing sax on it.
Okay.
And so it was, like I said, it's a little homage to to that Minneapolis scene from that time. I love Minneapolis.
Right.
And always enjoy it when we gig there. And I wanted to just, as I say, tip a nod in that direction. So I've got that tune out. That's at the moment. That's called Purple People, as Purple as in Prince, the mighty Purple One himself.
Right.
And so we called it Purple People.
Okay.
But I've got the next single I've got on the way is my full-blooded follow-up, as it were, to remind me.
Okay. We definitely will be looking forward to playing that here at WSIE, definitely.
Thanks, Harry.
So in Minneapolis, I lived there 2 years. I hope you were there during the spring and summer and not those harsh winters.
Oh no. We always try and keep our touring in the nice weather where we can.
Right.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Right.
No, we've been there in some beautiful times. We played the Dakota Club which is right in the middle of town there, lovely jazz club, and on Dakota.
Right.
And we always have a blast. And we do the full Minneapolis thing. We go sit out, eat wings.
Right.
Right. We try and live life properly when we're
right.
We get enough bad weather here in England, so we're not going to go to Minneapolis in the winter to really hurt ourselves.
Right. So when are you guys going to be? Are you planning anything in the States? Any tours or any concert dates? I know with the pandemic and everything, it makes it difficult. But what are your plans as far as getting out on the road?
Well, we've got. I'm moving away from that telephone that's ringing there.
That's okay.
We've got an Alchemy tour, which has been, as you sort of mentioned, it's a tour that has been knocked forward from when they were, just bounced from the tours we haven't been able to make. But we're really hopeful that that's going to happen. So that's mid-June to mid-July, and that's going to be more West Coast, and then back to the East Coast in the fall, in which we should be hitting New York and the usual haunts, hopefully again Minneapolis, and if we're lucky, St. Louis, because I love St. Louis, and we'll be doing that sort of October time, I think.
Right.
It's a long time since we've been in St. Louis.
You make it to St. Louis, I am there to shake your hand, buddy.
Oh man, I so hope so. It's been years since we played in St. Louis.
Right.
And I think, well, it's to do with the clubs and promoters. I'm not faulting the clubs and promoters. I'm just we somehow got out of sync. I think a promoter we used there for a long time stopped promoting, and a club, a venue that we were regular at, stopped doing it, and then for some reason that it just meant we weren't stopping in on tour, and we hate that because, honestly, it's just such a, what a city that is. We always love playing St. Louis.
Right, man. Great. Hey, listen, how can everybody follow you? How can they get your music?
Well, in the usual ways. I've got my website, milesgilderdale.com. I've got a Facebook. I've got an Instagram. My music's all up there online on Apple and iTunes, Apple Music, Spotify, the usual places, Amazon,
right? All
the usual places. Anywhere except a CD shop, because there ain't no CD shops anymore.
Right. I talked to Adam Hawley, and he released a single on Wax, the old albums. Are you planning on doing anything like that, or are you just going to keep it digital?
Well, with Alchemy, we have. That's one thing we did over lockdown. We put the last album, which we call 33 and a Third.
Mm-hmm.
We put that out on vinyl, like we always intended to, actually, because that's why we called it 33 and a Third.
Right.
If you know.
Right.
33 and a Third RPM. It was destined to be an album. So we put that out over lockdown again, just as something to do,
right?
To try and keep try and keep rolling, as all the other artists you'll have talked to. We're all said the same thing. That's been the challenge.
Right.
It's just how to keep rolling. We do the little lockdown gigs, on Zoom and so on and so forth. But that was one of them. Yeah, to put down a vinyl release.
Okay. Hey, Miles, I appreciate your time. I thank you so much for coming on to the show. Anytime you have any music you want to drop, you can reach out to me, my producer. You know how to get a hold of us. When you're in St. Louis, man, I'm definitely going to be there to see you.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I look forward to that day. Come that day, man, I shall be buying the round.
I hear you. Hey, Miles, thank you very much. Right now, I'm going to drop Remind Me. This has been the Celebrity Sit-In, easy in the afternoon on WSIE 88.7, The Sound.